Okay, welcome to the stream. It is February 16th, Monday. We got President's Day today, not expecting much, but going live for consistency. Yo, 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 what's up, everyone? President's Day today, not expecting much. Gonna go get my headphones, be right back. Okay, yeah, it's working good. Oh, what's up, Woke? Pretty good. Went to Universal Studios Japan, drove there and back, so I was a bit beat. Took a nap for. I skipped dinner today because I was sleeping. That was odd. Take a nap. Other than that, good. How about yourself? Okay, that's everything. Starting to hit some sell side here. Oh, nice. I upped mine to 30 seconds per hang times like 5 exercises a day. Speaking of which, I gotta do that before bed. Yo, pretty good. What's up? At your so you do it at the office. That's right. Yeah, anomalies generally throw off flows or can throw off flows, not generally, but it can get you like out of sync sometimes. That's generally why I have like Thursdays as one of my worst trading days, because it's like, I don't know, there's just something where like the tiredness builds up throughout the week and then that's the culminating day of it or something. Mental capital is definitely a thing. So I totally understand when Tio's like, I'm out, I'm back at Cal hours by, like, it's just like you have so many like chambers of ammunition of mental capital per day. Yeah. That's why for me personally, like I take something and like sometimes it's like even pre-market and then I'll get something and then I just stop because I know if I give it back, that's like a trigger for me to like overdo it, Because then I have this mental like goal that I'm trying to reach, and then I just like sabotage that goal, and then I'm like, well, I'll just take one more. Well, and then you're like, now I'm negative or something, and you're like, what the fuck? And so it's like, if I get something early on, I'm just like, that's just I'm done, like, or I'll move to a next account or something. But yeah, it's like I try not to take that many trades because I don't want the exposure and I don't want the mental anguish. When does it close today for hey, yeah, right. Who's asking about 777? What are you asking about? I don't know about, you know, offering advice about that, but I did see like 100 lot seller enter at 780 that I'm circling on my screen, and another 100 lot at 799. So if it goes above these 2 points, you could have seller fatigue. We got 8 minutes for showtime. Yeah, yes, there's some lows maintained here while NQ broke. There's a little bit of, or divergence or whatever. We'll get the 5-minute jitters in a minute here. Yeah, here we go. Boom, boom, psh. Yeah, the half day. So it's like hour after. Wait, no, it's like midnight or something my time. I don't know. No, that would be only 30 minutes after open, so it'd have to be like 1:30. Either way, I'll be asleep. Yeah. Yo, yo, yo. Uh, that's too bad. Hopefully it goes all right. I know it always sucks, you say. That's 2. I see. So it's like basically 2.5 hours only. Ah, that's all good. 3. Right.
top of mind. That's one of those expressions that became trendy suddenly and then disappeared. It's just top of mind. For who? To ride or... "30 seconds. And 10. And we're off to the races. Yeah, it's basically like London controls the show, not New York. A 69 lot buyer at 767. Somebody trying to play memes, 67 and 69. What's up, Bill Huddy? Long time no see. We're above that buyer now. The next seller guy at 780 would be the other thing to watch. Can we get above it is the question. What's ES doing? Pretty much the same, sweeping the low. Have a good one. Yeah, it's pretty much dojis on the last 3,000 tick 3,000 trades. Yeah, there's no volume in any of this, so I mean, I'm only seeing that 60 or now they added to 80 lot buyer at 767 and then the 100 lot at 7 of seller at 780. So those are the only two participants to look at for me so far. You have that X on your trade itself, but that's closing it. Yeah. Yeah, it's weird that they have all these features, but that that should be a no-brainer. The order book is real thin on ES. I'm not sure exactly what that's about, but nice. I mean, you can't ask for the moon on a holiday. What was it? Oh, nice. I took that long off of the 700 area. I'm trailing in profit, so it's no risk, but 670 locked in. If it pulls back, I'm out. That's weird. $950 locked in. If it pulls back to the 724s, I'm out. Key it, you know, the 700s are like any of the regular whole numbers are a thing, and we hit some static order down there, and then I saw a bunch of sellers enter the bottom, so I was like, they could at least fatigue some of these guys. And sure enough, yeah, I'm gonna close it here. Not gonna be greedy about that. I just closed it for like 1600 or something. And that's one and done. I try not to look at the amount directly as it's happening. I'm just looking at like levels and stuff. So I'm just like, I'm not going to aim for more money. I'm just going to close it at a level. There's still not much volume in any of this. Like one of these 2000 tick candles had a delta of 200 total, like positive, you know? It's like, what? So that's why I was like silent. There's like nothing to report. It's like, what is all this? We're back at another seller level at 735 if it gets above that. And by seller level, it's like very minimal, like 100 lot. The 83 buyer at 767 got washed. So if it comes above 767, then they're starting to reward the buyers again. There was just another 70 lot seller that entered at 735. Did they slingshot this guy? It immediately jittered above him. So that shows that the sellers are not being favored, perhaps. We'll see. Still have possibly one more trade in me. We'll see. We will see. We got 7 minutes for the hourly, so this is the battle for the wick. The wickening. What is ES up to? I'm not looking at it. ES also recovered. Yeah, it was a pretty massive V-shaped, so we'll see how this remains to be bullish or not. I'm kind of hoping it will for my next trade. We just hit 180 buyer. Sorry, 100. My eyes are weak. 100 buyer. So somebody got washed out and had to force liquidate. So far, it's unfazed by the buyer, so it might be aiming at higher. I'm in off of that buyer, trailing my stop pretty close, so I don't take anything in the anus. We just hit another 70 buyer. Riding this liquidation event. Locked in 500 here at least. If it pulls back, I'm out. And I am out. Fair enough. I mean, it could keep going, but I'm just getting low-hanging fruits here. That's it. Locking myself out, so I'm not tempted to enter again, whatever. It was also a high volume node at 703 I had on my other trading view chart. And then we had some divergence on some momentum, overbought, oversold stuff on Williams and money flow and all that. So I was looking at that on my indicator. I just wasn't saying anything about it because I wasn't sure. $75. I mean, you're playing the breakout. Like, that's what I just did. And then, like, you know, they have the breakouts fail like, what is it, 70% of the time or something? But you can just play the I was just playing the like burst up, like because of the probability of the burst if it held originally, but I don't know. I mean, generally it pulls back before it continues if it's going to continue, but what do I know? But, you know, we did hit like 176 buyers here at the top. $773 is a value area low level, and it's also like a mini node. If we get back in from 773, this could hold water. Like getting acceptance of this 176 buyer level here would be massive. Like if it maintains this, then it's like it's aiming at a target higher if it holds this. So I would use those guys as defense and then have a line in the sand below 769 ish. Like if it goes below 769, it's like the idea doesn't hold water. At this point, I would say, yeah, you can cover yourself and be like, dude, it would have no reason to pull back at this point. Like that was the pullback. There's a volume imbalance up at the 800s produced on the way down. So we could go touch that because there's like some low volume in that region. I'm done for the day, but that could be where we go. I don't know. Nice, Dave. Nice. I see the 1,000 locked in. Cha-ching. I only got like 400 out of that 460 something, but it's better than nothing. How long have you been gone, Ilhadi? It's been a hot minute. It's nice to see you back in the saddle. Yeah, it's been at least a few months. It also, like, I don't, who was Hasty Dev, like, I think that was you asking, but it depends also, like, how heavy of in are you in the trade? Like, if you're trading minis and stuff, like, that's totally different than trading micros. So if you're able to let it percolate and you're aiming at like a higher target, then, you know, and you're on micros, then you can let the trade breathe a little. But if you're like on minis, you have to really like have your guard up, you know. And then what type of account you're trading? Is it trailing or end of day? Like all that stuff factors into the style. you trade it. It's so nice when you get to, on a trailing account, you get above the trailing threshold like by a large amount, and then you can just let it breathe and the trailing rules don't apply. So that was nice. We just had to wait to get to that, like, those key levels getting hit with the buyers, waiting for the players to step up. So you have 3 buyer inflection points at the 774, 769, and then previously before the drop at the 767. So it's currently rewarding buyers, objectively speaking. You just came above like a 780 seller from the way down, 122 lot. Next seller up at 800. It's a 160 target. And that's all she wrote for the volume for this session. There's also a previous day VWAP at 802. It'd be something to aim at if you were in a long. Yeah, that's the way to do it. Sounds like a smart move. I'm already done too. Well, I will see you tomorrow, Dave. Booyah. I'm at the last chapter of the Final Fantasy VII remake, so we'll see. To unfreeze your account? Why did they freeze it? What? They're like, how dare you? Come out with your head. You've traded too much. You broke the servers. What? So was there like a full price for what? Like you got well, I think in their contract they say if and then even when you click that buttons like if you dispute anything, they waive the right to pay you or something. Like it's one of those like liability things that they hold all the keys to the castle if you do something like that. So you kind of like leave the door open for them to reject you. Ah, I see. Well, then you're good, I think. Like I there was a story I had with Apex like in the early stages where they didn't pay me fast enough or I thought, like I wasn't patient enough. Let's just put it that way. Like I needed the money. And so I sent an email. Right. And they didn't have like a what do you call it? Like a good support team at the time. So I spammed them with messages because I was irritated. And they just said, and they like banned me. Like, and then I had to reach out to Daryl on Facebook and like be like, look, dude, I like Apex. I didn't do anything I thought was bad. I if I knew it was going to lead to this result, I wouldn't have done it, but nobody even warned me, but now I'm whatever. And then he said, "Well, we'll put you on a trial thing and then we'll reinstate." And so there was like a whole thing where I had to contact the owner himself. But thankfully it worked out and he was cool. So I can give them credit in that regard, but one of the dudes there Cam, I think his name is. I think it's the dude that does those videos. I'm not sure, but it's like he was kind of a, uh, you know, like, yeah, I'm not allowed to say it on stream, let's just say. And it was like no uncalled for. It was like he was like a Reddit mod or something. He was being like Reddit mod justice about it. So now I just let it be what it's gonna be. Like I don't contact them. I think they just want you to leave them alone and then they leave you alone. So and then it's been actually faster. I've been impressed. Like I request something and then it's approved the next day and then within the end of the week I'm paid. But it's like random when that gets sent. And then there was one time where it somebody somebody triggered like some information being wrong or something and I was like contacting them on support and then they gave me this whole like pre cookie cutter response like you need to do this if you're an international customer and I'm like yeah but I've already gotten paid as few as 2 days before that so it doesn't make sense why it would be rejected and then it just worked itself out and I was like okay whatever but yeah they would support is always like a bunch of people that don't know what they're looking at, let's say. They're just like using chat gpt for responses. I'm going to end the stream here, so stay frugal.